Trends Analysis by Jennifer Kent, September 28, 2012. Today I will analyze the following trends that affect PA Cyber. Common Core Standards, preparing and evaluating teachers, the biggest problem facing schools, lack of funding. Common Core Standards are a set of standards that establishes a K through 12 staircase of standards that are strongly aligned with the state standards. The National Governors Association and the Council of Chief State School Officers undertook this effort to create voluntary standards with control vested at state level rather than federal level. The Common Core Standards are only constructed for mathematics and English language arts. 45 states and the District of Columbia have adopted these Common Core Standards. The Common Core Standards will be fully implemented in Pennsylvania by July 1st, 2013. From the Gallup poll, it is found that 3 out of 4 believe the Common Core Standards will provide a more consistency in the quality of education between school districts and states. An important starting point in helping schools determine the knowledge and skills is that all students must be equipped with upon graduation. The threats that face PA Cyber as they try to meet the Common Core Standards is that PA Cyber will need to change the current curriculum that is taught to meet the new standards by the 2013-2014 school year. Another threat is that teachers will now need to be educated on the Common Core Standards if they are expected to utilize them efficiently in class. Opportunities for implementing the Common Core Standards at PA Cyber will be that our students will now receive a more quality education that will help them prepare them for their future as a global citizen. Students that transfer into PA Cyber from different districts or states will have a more streamlined education and will not be behind or advanced when they come to our school. To implement a smooth transition of the use of the Common Core Standards in the classroom at PA Cyber, the organization will need to first create a diverse group of teachers and school leaders to create a course of action and how they will implement the new standards. They will then need to first educate the teachers on what the Common Core Standards are, how they will be implemented, and what are the effects of using the Common Core Standards. They should also provide professional development opportunities to learn about the new standards and how teachers can use them in their classrooms. The next trend is preparing and evaluating teachers. The evaluating of current teachers can be one of the most daunting challenges facing state and local educators today. The main issue in evaluating teachers is whether or not to incorporate students' achievement results into the new evaluation systems. Now, Americans are evenly divided on whether states should include student test results, but the American opinion does not match the massive effort to evaluate teachers based on test results already in effect in some of today's schools. Teacher preparation is also an important issue. 3 out of 4 Americans support rigorous entrance requirements into college-based teacher programs. Increasing the rigor of these programs will produce a more effective teacher. Today's parents are looking for teachers in schools that will encourage and nurture their child to achieve the best of his or her abilities. The threats to PA Cyber. If teachers are not prepared properly in their teaching training programs, then the student's education at PA Cyber will suffer. The parents and local community members will then become unhappy with the untrained teachers. If their teacher evaluations are not performed, school officials will not be able to ensure that there is a quality teacher employed at PA Cyber. Teacher preparation and evaluation can have many positive opportunities for PA Cyber. The recruitment and retaining of well-trained teachers will ensure that PA Cyber is offering their very best to their students. Parents and community members will be pleased with the education provided at PA Cyber. Also, when teachers are evaluated, they will have a reason to be actively invested in their classrooms to ensure that the students are receiving a quality education that they deserve. A plan of action to ensure that teachers are prepared and evaluated at PA Cyber is that PA Cyber can only recruit from universities that offer a rigorous training program. To maintain the well-trained teachers, PA Cyber could offer teacher professional development opportunities to continue the training of its teachers so they are up to date on quality teaching practices. PA Cyber has also set up different evaluations that would evaluate a combination of both teacher performance in the classroom, student performance, and parent community feedback. The third trend is the biggest problem that is facing today's schools, which is the lack of funding. The Gallup poll found that the most common single response when asked the question, what is the biggest problem facing today's schools, was the lack of funding. Americans feel that with a lack of funding, schools are struggling to make ends meet, and therefore the quality of education will suffer. The threats to PA Cyber with a lack of funding is that the organization will now need to evaluate the budget. They may or may not have enough funds to invest in new technology for student use. Also, with a lack of funds, PA Cyber may not be able to recruit or retrain the quality trained teachers that it needs to provide the very best education to their students. Opportunities for PA Cyber. Since PA Cyber is not a brick and mortar school, it has the opportunity to cut spending in other areas that brick and mortar schools are not able to. Plan of action. PA Cyber should create a team to evaluate the spending at our organization and to develop a plan to cut unnecessary spending so that we do not see spending cuts in areas that are needed. Our organization needs to be aware of the funding issues at PA Cyber. The organization can then brainstorm together what they can do to combat the issues of lack of funding and where they can make up for it.